pregnant woman dancing in her bathroom might seem like the most innocuous thing to go viral these days, but the internet had thoughts. Nevaeh Akira uploaded what she thought was a fun, lighthearted video to Instagram last Wednesday, and within hours, Tameka Foster, the accomplished fashion stylist and ex-wife of R&B legend Usher, decided to weigh in. The comment thread exploded from there, and suddenly, you had a multi-generational conversation happening about pregnancy, propriety, and what belongs on social media. Before we get into what went down, you need to understand who we're talking about here. Nevaeh Akira is a content creator who's been dominating headlines for the past several months as the girlfriend of rapper Blueface. She's expecting her first child with him, a baby boy they're planning to name Solar Porter, and she's currently at about 37 to 38 weeks, meaning she's due any day now. She's also raising an older son from a previous relationship. The pregnancy was announced back in February 2026, just weeks after Blueface was released from prison following a 2-year sentence. That alone made their connection headline-worthy, because Blueface's dating life is basically a spectator sport at this point. He's got 3 other children with 2 other women, and his previous relationship with Treason Rock became such a cultural fixture. Their relationship has been anything but quiet. These two have essentially live-streamed their entire romance, which means we've watched them have serious conversations, public disagreements, and reconciliations in real time. Just recently, we got video evidence of Blueface admitting he cheated on his heavily pregnant girlfriend with his ex. We also saw a live stream where he made inappropriate comments about not being attracted to her because of her pregnancy weight. Then there was the incident where he apparently kicked her into a pool during a live stream, which prompted viewers to call the police. The drama has been continuous and intense, happening at lightning speed across Instagram Live and TikTok. Because this baby eating my whole body up with a laughing emoji, it's honestly one of the most relatable things a pregnant woman could post. The acknowledgement that your body isn't what it used to be, the humor about how uncomfortable pregnancy is, and the assertion that it's still yours and it's still beautiful. Tameka Foster found the video on Hollywood Unlock's Instagram page and felt compelled to comment. Her response was measured but pointed. She wrote, "Baby girl, I love a good time as much as the next woman, but that's a whole human being you're carrying. Should be just for you and God to know about," and warned that content posted on the internet lives forever. She mentioned that Nevaeh's child would eventually be able to see the video and concluded, "There's a time and a place." She's not just some random celebrity mom weighing in on parenting decisions online. Tameka has built a legitimate career as a fashion stylist, starting from retail and working her way up through the fashion industry. She studied at the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising in Los Angeles, dressed for Giorgio Armani runway shows, and went on to style major celebrities like Lauryn Hill, Jay-Z, Toni Braxton, Nas, Mary J. Blige, and many others. Her work got covered in publications like People, InStyle, and Glamour. She even appeared on MTV and E! News. She married Usher in 2007, and they were together until 2009, but they've maintained their status as cultural figures. The point is, when Tameka Foster speaks, she's doing so from a place of experience, visibility, and genuine cultural influence. Her comment wasn't mean-spirited, but it definitely felt like a veiled critique, wrapped in advice. Some read it as judgmental, others as protective. The typical interpretation was something along the lines of, "Girl, think about what you're putting out there." It's the kind of comment that older women with platforms have been making online for years. It's well-intentioned warnings about how the internet never forgets and how you should be careful about what you document and share. The response from social media was immediate and divided. Nevaeh's Instagram post became a battleground for different philosophies about pregnancy, body autonomy, and what women should or shouldn't do while they're expecting. Some people came to Nevaeh's defense with comments like, "Shoulda kept this in the camera roll," and "I can't wait until she starts loving herself more," which sounds supportive, but carries the same underlying message as Tameka's. Maybe don't share this. Then there were people who were firmly in Nevaeh's corner. One user wrote, "Period poo" with fire emojis. Another said, big mama" with multiple fire emojis. Users commented, "Carrying very well," and "Girl, you're doing your thing." One person even hit her with "Carrying very well," followed by applause hands. The discussion reveals something about where we are culturally right now. There's this tension between women's autonomy over their own bodies and this older, more conservative idea that there are things you just shouldn't broadcast. Pregnancy gets caught in the middle of this because it's biological, it's intimate, it's visible, and it's something that doesn't get a lot of media representation outside of magazine covers and carefully posed maternity photos. Real pregnant women's bodies, in all their weird, uncomfortable, changing glory, don't get shown very often. So when someone like Nevaeh posts something raw and unfiltered, it genuinely surprises people. Some see it as refreshing and honest, others see it as oversharing. But there's another layer here that matters. Nevaeh is in a genuinely unstable relationship that's been playing out completely publicly. She's got a partner who's repeatedly disrespected her on livestream, who's admitted to cheating, who's made crude jokes about her body, and who once kicked her hard enough into a pool that cops got called. She's been documenting all of this online, which means she's simultaneously trying to normalize her own humanity and her own body, while also being in a situation where that body and her presence is constantly being criticized, commented on, and used as fodder for entertainment and discourse. When you look at it that way, a simple video of her dancing and celebrating herself takes on a different meaning. It's not just about whether it's appropriate to twerk while pregnant. It's also about a woman asserting that she exists, that she's more than the drama, and that she gets to take up space. Tameka Foster's comment, intentional or not, added to the noise, suggesting that Nevaeh should make herself smaller. And that matters, especially when you consider that Nevaeh is constantly watching people like Blueface's ex-girlfriend, Tricey Rock, make headlines, make money, and capture attention off the drama of their relationship. Nevaeh's trying to be her own person. The dancing video is part of that. That said, Tameka's warning about content living forever on the internet is objectively true. Nothing you post online is truly private or temporary anymore. Screenshots exist. Downloads happen. Things resurface years later in completely different contexts. If Nevaeh's son ever has friends who find this video as a teenager, it could be awkward or embarrassing. But that's true of basically everything parents post about their kids, or that pregnant women document about their pregnancies. That particular anxiety that your child will see all this is part of the trade-off of living your life on social media, which has become pretty normalized, especially among content creators. What's interesting is that this interaction between Tameka and Nevaeh is happening at all. It says something about how accessible fame and online commentary have become. Tameka Foster didn't have to say anything. She could have scrolled past, like millions of people do every day. But she chose to comment, and in doing so, she positioned herself as someone with wisdom to share. Whether that was appropriate or not is what sparked the conversation. Some people felt like Tameka was being maternalistic and unnecessary. Why does she get to police another woman's body? Why should Nevaeh have to listen to someone else's values about what's appropriate when she's the one living in her body, managing her pregnancy, and trying to maintain her own sense of self during an incredibly difficult time? Others felt like Tameka was just being real and giving genuine advice that more young people should hear. The internet split down familiar lines about respectability, politics, generational differences, and who gets to define what's proper. But here's what actually got interesting. Tameka Foster has been here before. She's been in relationships with famous men, dealt with public scrutiny, had to figure out what to share and what to keep private. She raised children with Usher. She knows what it's like to have your relationship dissected endlessly by the media and online forums. So her comment wasn't coming from nowhere. Whether you agree with her or not, she was drawing from experience. For Nevaeh, the comment probably stung a little. She was trying to have a light, funny moment about her changing body, and instead she got a reminder that people were judging every choice she makes. And that judgment comes from everywhere, from strangers, from women with platforms, from society at large about what pregnant women should and shouldn't do. It's exhausting. The video stayed up. Nevaeh didn't take it down. She essentially said, without saying it, that she wasn't going to let Tameka or anyone else dictate what she documented or how she existed in the world. That's its own kind of statement. It's not revolutionary or anything, but it's the small kind of defiance that matters when you're constantly being told to make yourself smaller, quieter, less visible. What happens next depends on whether Nevaeh and Blueface actually make it to the delivery room together, whether his behavior changes, or whether this relationship implodes on livestream like so many aspects of Blueface's romantic life do. But regardless, there's a video out there now of a pregnant woman dancing, confident in her body despite all the discomfort, despite all the judgment, despite the instability of her situation. That video will exist long